buy a bottle, or any other glass container, I always check to see if it has a deposit. If you end up putting this in the normal recycling bin, you're just throwing money away. This works pretty well to keep excess trash out of the system, and if the containers are reusable like this one, it's even more efficient than recycling. In fact, I finally learned why some bottles seemingly are never have a deposit on them or reusable, like olive oil or wine bottles, but I'll get more into that in a minute. While the system works pretty well when you're at home, what are you supposed to do when you're out? A lot of people don't want to just walk around with their empties, and they don't want to throw them out because, well, that wastes money. So you end up seeing a lot of places pile up with bottles. It's not the most elegant solution. If you couldn't guess, one of the issues with this type of system is, well, glass bottles like to fall. And that creates a bit of a safety hazard for everyone. A better solution is to simply leave them by the bin. This way, if someone else wants to pick them up and collect a deposit, they get a little bit of money. You don't have to keep carrying your empties. Win-win. I thought this was, a pretty good balanced solution. Although, of course, this still doesn't look super elegant, and you still have the problem of possibly your bottle falling over and breaking. But, overall, I thought, now this is a compromise worth having for reusable bottles. Until I found something better. I was recently visiting the north of Germany, exploring the beautiful harbors, the buildings, the canals, and the rather confusing rules about alcohol. I found something that might be the perfect solution. I found this while traveling to the city of Lüneburg just outside Hamburg. The sign reads, "Show solidarity, donate your deposit." I can't believe I've been living in Germany for 2 years, and this is the first time I'm seeing something like this. Apparently, I really need to get out and travel more. I'm also pretty sure my friend who I was traveling with was rather confused while I was staring at this pole with a bunch of empty beer bottles and not the scene directly behind me. Regardless, this discovery had me keep an eye out for any other undiscovered infrastructure that the North might have to offer. Luckily for me, I didn't have to wait long. Not only was Lübeck one of the most beautiful cities that I visited during my trip, they also had amazing trash cans. By now, you might be rightly wondering what my obsession is with these reusable bottles and the infrastructure that goes along with them. Well, living here, it's been very interesting to rediscover just everything that we used to have in the US. Things that I'm sure people at the time just took for granted, and things that today people just experience as part of everyday life here, like trains, trams, neighborhood movie theaters, and yes, sustainable packaging. The US also used to have returnable bottles in many, many places. That was until manufacturers figured out that it was actually much cheaper to have the taxpayers and the government deal with the life cycle management of their packaging by just having people throw it out and buy a new one. Which also sort of goes to explain why things like wine bottles, liquor bottles, olive oil bottles are almost never reusable. The only way that a system like this is economically feasible is when there's about, 100 to 200 kilometers between where the goods are manufactured and where they're consumed. In that short region, the transportation costs are pretty low. But when it comes to, say, buying a wine from Italy, drinking it in Germany, and then shipping the bottle back to be refilled, well, that doesn't really make as much sense.
But I want to hear from you. Is there anything your cities are doing to control the bottle problem? Anyway, if you've made it all the way to the end of the video, I want to thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.